Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. It's your three favorite musketeers. Strongman, Index Investing with Kalizzy, my dizzy, and Jay Nagy, my Augie. Welcome back, everybody.
Brooklyn stock shop's already coming in hard on you. Hard in the paint on you.
Oh, can you read my comments, please? Oh, can we collaborate? Please.
So dude, how much did you buy this week?
How many China stocks?
China,
my you know what? How much should I buy? I put well, in VT, I probably bought about, what is China? Like 4% of VT. So I probably bought $40 in VT. And then I probably put in about I didn't put that much. I put in like $3,000. I put $2,000 into Alibaba and $1,000 into JD. Because I saw that panic selling. I was like, this is stupid. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, even though I didn't intend to buy any more individual stocks, I just did it because I thought the whole thing was ridiculous.
Dude, I did a conservative cash flow on JD and came up with like $52, really conservative. Or something, no, $58. Then I baked in a 20% margin of safety to come to $46, and JD hit like 45.
Yeah, dude, it was I couldn't believe it because like my buy price was 62, and it's hovered around there a couple times, and then that recent sell off, I was like $52. Seriously, this is stupid. I was like, boom, $1,000.
I have like a G chilling in my brokerage account, right? And I'm sitting there and I go, every day I went home, I was like, Baba at 75. I'm like, dude, I think this is going to get ridiculous. I think I can get it for like 50. Nope. Chi has to open his big mouth and come out and say that we're going to support Chinese stocks. And it shoots up to $100. And I'm sitting there like,
I did not see his profile picture until you brought it up on the screen.
Oh my god! Hey, people are saying your mic is super loud.
Mine?
Yeah, like the gain is turned up or something.
All right, hold on.
Get out of here, Jay.
Yeah.
See, he's an old man. He has trouble with these.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember last Sunday, but I remember I said, guys, we're going to buy Alibaba this week because I think it's going to go up 25% in one day. I don't know if y'all remember.
I call the exact percentage.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to be 32.675%. And guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen?
Look,
how have you not bought my course yet?
Yeah. What's talk again?
Is that better?
A little bit.
Mm.
You're just play with it a little bit more, but I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Y'all can deal with it.
Oh no, now there's two of us. You guys bullied him, and now he left.
They called me old.
He's gonna sell all of his I don't know, what's a microphone company?
Well, Corsair, don't they make mics?
Oh shit. You have a Corsair mic, Jay Nagy?
No, I have a blue.
Yeah.
One of those blue snow globe mics.
Yeah. Classic blue.
Oh, you mean one of these?
Yeah. That's what I used. I actually forgot to re-hook it back in because I was downloading stuff off my phone.
Whatever. Y'all can deal with it if you don't like it. Call a freaking lawyer. Anyway, we're talking about stocks.
But it's like one of those things where everybody sits there and they would go on like a lot of my cash flows. They go, all your cash flows are unexpectedly low. You're never going to pick these stocks up for the conservative numbers you use. And I'm like, yeah, turns out fire sales happen with Baba. You're going to, like, if you would have said to somebody when it was trading at 310 in October of 2020, hey man, if you just wait like 2 years, you're going to be able to pick that up for $75. Most people would sit around and go, bro, you're out of your mind. It's never going to $75.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, this is how people get rich. Like imagine if you had, you were an individual stock picker and you had the vast majority of your portfolio in cash at that time. And then you took that opportunity because you had a buy point, you saw it was well below that, and then you deployed your money. Boom. You just made 40% one freaking day. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, dude, what happened is over the past probably 5-6 years where the market's gone totally ridiculous, and people don't, even if they're new to investing, they don't go back and read about history. So they're like, imagine how dumb you must be to think that you could pick up Apple for $60 a share. And you're like, dude, I'm telling you right now, there will be a point where everybody sours on Apple because their growth slows. Everything starts to catch back up and it becomes undervalued, and you'll be able to pick it up then.
Yeah, I've been saying that for all these large cap tech stocks. I mean, Facebook's a perfect example. It was on fire. Revenue was growing X amount every year. Oh, it's never going to go down, bro. And then boom, it crashes, 50%?
Yeah, I remember on my channel, I talked about why I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in Facebook's business model. And this was 2 years ago. And I said, they're going to run up against slowing numbers. Because I'm like, you can only get so many people. I'm like, as much as people want to say that Facebook has a moat, it really doesn't. Look at what Facebook is now. It's basically Gen Xers and Boomers on there are the only ones really on there. The youth isn't on there. And this guy left a comment saying, that's ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, okay, it's just going to take a couple of years. You'll see.
Man, I should have bought some Meta. So it was. I was looking. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. It was like 187. It's now at 216. It went up, bro.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely worth more than it's selling for right now. I go back to, I don't really see the point in loading up on, unless the stock becomes disproportionately low. I don't really see the point on loading up on stocks that are in the top 10 of your index funds.
Yeah. Cole, were you saying something?
Oh, I was going to say, I actually have no idea how much Facebook's revenue comes from like Facebook versus like, I know WhatsApp is huge in other countries. It's not really used in America too much. I know in India, they say like that's how they message everyone.
Yeah, WhatsApp's huge outside of the US. We don't really use it that much here, but I don't know. I don't know. For whatever reason, I said in there, I'm personally not probably going to buy Facebook stock unless it becomes so ridiculously undervalued that it's just like if it was trading at a 9 price to earnings ratio, I'd probably be like, okay. But other than that, I'm just not into buying Facebook stock. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just really don't even think Mark Zuckerberg is a real human being.
Well, look. I'll say this. About 2 years ago, I read this. Yeah, what up, Nathan Costco?
What up?
Costco.
I was saying about 2 years ago, I listened to this. Read this biography about Elon Musk, and that's when Tesla was trading at around like $200 pre-split. That went up huge. And I just rewatched The Social Network so maybe Facebook's about to take off too, because whenever I watch these biographies about people, their stocks do really well.
Have you found the secret to 10xing, Cole?
I think I might have.
10xing is watching documentaries.
Can you go watch a Kiwi documentary? Because Kiwi got freaking wrecked.
Dude,
I don't even know what Kiwi's trading for because they shut down the exchange.
You know what that reminds me of, Cole?
Are you in a tent, Nathan?
We can't hear you. You sound like you're underwater.
Can't hear me.
Oh, now
That's
I can
better.
hear you.
All right. Yeah, you know what that reminds me of, Cole? I was doing the same thing. I watched a documentary about Ted Bundy, so I bought some Volkswagen stock.
Yeah. He comes in with a zinger.
Did super well.
Nathan's got jokes. Nathan Costco.
Nate also bought stock in small bag makers where Ted Bundy keeps his toolkit. Bought some, bought some 3M for the duct tape.
Oh my God, Jay, you have that one. You have that one portfolio called Ted Bundy's Toolkit. It's just nothing but Baba stock.
Jay, have you done any recent updates to your pies?
No, I need to. I need to make a couple total world market pies, and then I'm done. Because really why I keep that thing going is I really want to just see how the portfolio of randomly picked stocks does over the next 10 years. I already know index funds. One of those index funds is going to win out. I already know that. But I'm just curious to see how randomly picked portfolio does. And it would actually make me laugh really hard if it outperforms everything.
Well, if you happen to buy a company that rockets up, that portfolio might outperform everything. It's like if you bought Tesla randomly and boom, it goes up. Yeah, it's going to crush everything else.
It's an equal weighting.
The problem with that is as that goes up, if you're dollar cost averaging, it will eat into your returns.
Mike Stathis is
Stathis.
Oh God, I love it so much. I don't know who's making all these profiles, but they're freaking hilarious.
That's funny. Both Nathan and Jay Nagy should be sponsored by Percent for better audio quality. There.
I would be on. My mom's out of town, so I can't use her laptop today. Sorry, guys.
This guy said his mom's out of town. Come on.
Oh, Echoes, our best friend's calling you out, man.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna start going after your. I don't know if you have a significant other, but he's gonna go after her too. Be careful.
Yeah, dude, troll boy there, insulting anybody else's woman. Like, ridiculous.
Please put me on your channel. Oh, please, strong man. Oh.
What were you pantomiming there exactly?
I was pantomiming Brooklyn gargling my balls and my
No, I wanted to say that there's been some I know the moment, because this is how social media works all the time. The moment Baba gets up to like $200 again, there's gonna be so many like YouTube videos and Reddit posts that are like, dude, I think now's a good time to get into Baba.
Yep.
But meanwhile, the same people were saying to like sell it at 70.
Dude, I think Baba is gonna get one of those hype movements. I think it's coming like the next year and a half, and then everybody will be talking about it again. I'm not gonna just make videos about one stock. So that's why I haven't done anything with Baba. It's like, I don't care. I know that the company's good. What it's going to be worth in the future, I don't know. I think 10 years from now, it'll be probably somewhere between $500 and $800. But I mean, only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you bought it at 75, you're gonna make some freaking money. I mean,
I think
would buy a lot of it at 75, but
yeah, I think your 75 will 10x.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I mean, and so like Cole's 100% right. I think once it starts shooting up, hype is just going to funnel right back into it. And it's like, okay, everybody's calling you a moron right now for buying it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I've noticed that with most people is that they don't actually do any due diligence into like reading the financial statements and stuff. So they base their decisions based solely on just the price movement, because they're like, well, a lot of people agree with me, so I'm right if it's going up, or if it's selling, they're like, well, it's a bad stock. And so yeah, that's why they only ever buy stocks like after a huge run up, and they miss out on so much gains they could have had.
Yeah, it really was a perfect example of how stupid most people are with investing. I mean, even analysts were like downgrading Baba. Oh, it's $60 now. It's not worth anything. It's trash. And I say this all the time. It's because it went down. If stocks go down, everybody hates it. If the stock goes up, everybody loves it. It's the dumbest freaking thing.
Terrible. Nathan, you okay there? You look a little laggy.
Jay's having a hard time today. Chris A checking in. Woo! So Chris Sane actually told his fans to buy puts on Baba. I wonder how that went.
Well,
Yeah.
You can end up with 100K in my yearly challenge, but listen, you need to start the year with
Dude, I don't know if it's lower now. I tried to adjust the volume, but dude, yeah, I still get attacked on my Chris Sane is a moron video, and people are like, they don't even look at the date where I made that video on Charge Point, and they're like, well, dude, it's back up. I go, yeah, go and look at the date I made that. It's like less than half on the day from the date I made that video.
Yeah, you get. I got an immense amount of hate. Like when Baba was crashing and going down, I made videos like it's a good buy now, everybody. And even Brooklyn Truck Stop, he made a video which he deleted like a total pussy, but he was talking trash. And then the very next day, it went up like 40%. He probably panic bought just like everybody else. That's what happens, man. That was a perfect example of panic selling and panic buying, because you shouldn't normally get moves like that in a stock. 40% up, it's insane.
Well, I think everybody's reacting to the clamp down, and like with Baba, it's exactly what other people were saying. Is like all of the Chinese stocks were falling, so why are you panicking about one stock?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if you own one stock and it starts crashing, go and do like all the research you can to figure out why. It might be nothing, might be irrational, but it might be something. But if like all the tech stocks in America started to fall at once, I'd be sitting there going, yeah, I don't even need to go and do more research. I'm not worried about this at all.
Yeah, I was watching a video. Something I don't know when Warren Buffett said it, but he was saying something like, you know, if you look at a lot of stocks, the 52-week high and the 52-week low will be almost like a 100% difference. Like it'll be double what the low was, and there's no way the company actually like doubled or halved in value throughout the year. So when it drops like that is when it's a good buying opportunity.
Yeah,
this is so hard. This is so hard, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. The stock goes down. It's a good company. Buy it. It's hard. It's so hard.
Or if the stock goes down because it's a shitty company, stay away from it.
No, you keep buying in like Tattooed Chef, bro.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, right now, even with Baba going back up, it's still trading about 10 times free cash flow.
Oh, it's still incredibly cheap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not buying right now because, like, it is possible that, you know, it crashes again and then I'll buy. But at this point, it's just kind of like, I'll wait.
Well, when Mo from Everything Money, Kay pointed this out, and he said that, you know, he had it dropping to $58. That would not surprise me at all if it turned around and fell again.
If it did, I would dip into my savings. I mean, I've got like a decent amount of cash stockpiled. I wouldn't use all my savings, but a couple grand, $3, $4, $5 I would definitely really consider it at that price.
Dude,
that's insanity.
Dude, if it dropped to $58, I'm robbing my neighbors' houses for money.
Dude, I would start selling courses to buy.
I'm gonna sell Meet Kevin's course on my channel.
Yeah. I wonder if, now this, if Kevin's watching this, I'm not actually gonna do this, but I wonder if I could buy his course for like $1,000, and if I just sell it to 10 people for $100, I've made my money back. I think we found out the new course idea.
You are a true businessman.
If I had a lot of extra money, I would just buy his course for like $800 and give it away for free, like I did with Ryan Scribner's course.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ryan didn't go after you.
Yeah, I would assume
I'm small, but what's he gonna do? You gonna drag me into court? You gonna go something like this, Mr. Noggle? Did you give away Ryan Scribner's course filled with erroneous stock market material that you could commonly find anywhere on the internet? Yes, sir, I did. Ryan trying to argue that it's proprietary, sitting there in court. I could read a book on YouTube. So I mean, what's he really going to do?
If you read Stop Being a Broke Loser, I'm suing you.
Yeah.
I thought about reading Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics book.
Well, he's almost. I mean, he's a pretty old guy, so I mean, once he goes, aren't his books like available for everybody? Or no, isn't it like 85? What is the time period you have to wait for a book to be like public knowledge?
It was original when the U.S. was founded. It was only like 30 years or something. It was very short. But yeah, they kept adding to it, and now it's around 80. It might be something like a certain number of years after the author dies.
Yeah, it's a long time. I can't wait till like my great grandkids are suing people because people have been publishing my book for free on the internet.
Yeah. Once you're like 90, you add a chapter called "I'm Older Than You."
Well, obviously Jay's the oldest, so he's the smartest, and then I'm the next oldest, and then Cole's just a dumbass.
Stupid. Right.
I'm older than you, boy.
Yeah, dude, I love when he uses that whenever somebody argues with him. I'm like, how have you been doing this for like the past 80 years and you don't know what an appeal to authority?
Oh, we got an even younger guy.
Fabio younger than me? What the hell am I doing in my life?
How old are you, Cole?
I'm gonna be 26 in 2 months.
Fabio, how old are you?
24.
Oh, fuck, dude. I got no beard. Look, this is my mic. Show your thing on screen. What the hell is that? That robotic arm attached to it?
Well, this is actually not that expensive. I'm about to buy a new one because just to increase the audio quality. Because Austin, my buddy Austin, he's an audiophile, that man. So he's gonna help me out with the better setup that I'm gonna just drop some money into. But
yeah, Fabio's like, it's not even that expensive. I mean, when you make $100K a year like I do, you can just
no. Like legitimately, this is actually not that expensive of a mic. If as far as mics go, you can go pretty crazy with them, but this one's about $100. The mic, just the mic.
For somebody like Fabio, that's a plebeian mic.
No, Austin. This is a plebeian mic.
Yeah, you have him over for a podcast at your house, and you hand him a mic, and he's like, "What kind of plebe mic is this?" I only use $4,000 Joe Rogan mic.
You must have a job, loser. That is my favorite insult people say to me. Oh, go back to work, loser. Like, yeah, I have a freaking job. Oh my god, such a failure.
No. You know who says that? 19-year-olds that don't have jobs.
Or 14-year-olds.
Yeah, pretty much. And, who says things like, 4 pussies scared to take risks? Like, the only people that say that crap are people that don't, understand what they're doing and know that risk-taking is going to cost them a lot of money in life. But whatever.
Oh, we got another loser in the audience. He's studying for a CPA exam. That's an employee certification right there. Loser!
Right? Yeah. He's got a job. He should have just gotten rich in crypto.
It's so easy, bro. You just buy it and it goes up.
Yeah, I've always said the most dangerous thing you can get is a paycheck.
Right?
That's an actual quote from fucking Kiyosaki.
It's all you got to do is just start a business. You don't have to have any skills, any experience, any certifications. Just start a business, bro. It's literally that easy.
Dude, yeah. There's so many. It seems like the best way to get rich in the investing world is to just write a book about investing.
I can actually assure you that does not work.
What about selling coffee cups?
That I could probably make more money in a week selling merchandise than I can from my freaking book over the last year and a quarter.
You got to get into an MLM. They got to put your book as part of their MLM. That's how you do it.
Well, what MLM would adopt my book though? It's kind of an aggressive title.
Yeah, you got to change up the title. You got to be like why having a job sucks and why you should go out there and be an entrepreneur. Change up the wording a little bit. If you are a creative person looking to be your own boss, kind of say that.
Or I'll just put I'm older than you. Let's do that.
Bro, that's my favorite thing that entrepreneurs say. They're like, they don't like actually have a job or a company. They go, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur." I know, but what do you do? Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I know, but what business did you start? I consult because I'm an entrepreneur.
I wake up at 4 a.m. I take an ice cold shower, and then I entrepreneur.
Then I entrepreneur all day.
Yeah,
That's the key to success. You just get up at 4 a.m. and you roll out of bed and you immediately start doing push-ups. Okay?
I actually sleep in my shower so I can turn it on right when I wake up.
I think Chris meant earth downs.
Obrigado, Memo.
Now, what is this communist talk down here at the bottom?
Yeah, I know.
This is English only, Fabio.
He's over there planning to take over all our businesses, speaking in a language we don't understand.
Yeah, no. That was Portuguese. That was Portuguese because with my wife, I speak Portuguese sometimes.
So what, do you speak Spanish and Portuguese?
Spanish, Portuguese, very little bit of German and Mandarin because of where I went to school.
God damn. This dude's 130 plus over here. No,
I speak like 5 languages. I got a fancy mic, but I'm not better than anyone.
My grandfather spoke 8, and I'm trying to get up to there because
your grandfather spoke 8 languages. What do you speak?
He spoke Italian, English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Greek, and I feel like.
No, he learned German from Mike Stathis, right?
I want to say I think he also actually spoke one Slavic language, but I forget which. He was one. He fought like a lot in World War II. He was crazy.
He touched his nose with his tongue like this.
Yeah.
No.
Wow, that's incredible.
Your grandfather's over there negotiating with Vladimir Putin right now.
Yeah. No. My grandfather was a badass, and then here I am. I'm just like, with soft hands, only working with finance and
What happened to that generation?
Yeah. What happened? One generation later, went from like killers to like.
Well, you got to be careful. I mean, it is true. Like, you got the father or grandfather that gets wealthy and does good and works hard. And then the kids and grandkids get freaking spoiled and they become weak. And they blow all your money.
I'm voting for AOC. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's the saying, hard times create hard men.
Yeah.
Hard men create easy times. Easy times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. That's what it is. It's because, it's that old school generation. They built everything.
Yeah.
And the son comes along. He knows how to maintain it, but they don't pass that information along to the next generation. And then you have a bunch of people thinking that college should be free.
Yeah.
Well, I think I heard a similar saying. Jeremy told me that truck stops create hard men.
Well, they're hard for a little bit, and then they go.
And then you take care of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Jeremy's probably going to be down at the truck stop. Tattooed Chef's trading at $12.28. I can't wait for this stock to just die.
Yeah, wasn't the earnings was expected to be like 80 cents a share, and they lost like $2 a share?
They were expected to be profitable. I don't believe that.
It's negative $1.08 per share.
I mean, the video way back when, I think it was the first video I ever made on Tattooed Chef regarding that. I was talking about how the risks were primarily in those margins and how we would see how they would handle the inflationary pressures. Right now, they're disappointing quite a bit in terms of how they're executing. But then in the newest video, I assumed just whatever whatever management said was the future. I put that in the assumptions. I just assumed, they're going to achieve everything and more, that they were going to achieve Conagra's levels of margins, if not more, trying to be, fair to the bulls, but then also still showing that it's pretty expensive.
So what was your buy point for like a 15% return, even with the good assumptions?
You talk about something else, and I'm going to open it up right now. so I don't quote it wrong.
Okay, while Fabio opens it up, I'm gonna get naked and dance in front of the camera. Okay.
All right. Oh, but have you guys seen my educational video on how to do market research?
Yes. Everyone loves
Dude,
your
I
meme
saw that
videos.
today. I was dying. I thought you were just like putting Jeremy's video on there, and then the other thing popped up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome."
You see my wife's face towards the end? She was like, "What are you doing?"
I mean, was she grabbing that stuff? Like you told her to grab it, obviously.
I told her to grab it. No, I told her to grab it. I told her what to go for because we started with Oatly, right? And then like I just stood in the corner, and then just like watched, and then the woman, you can see the woman there. She's just like looking over, like, "What are you doing?" Like. And I had the bucket hat and everything. I look like a complete degenerate, like shorts, sandals, bucket hat, like a sweater on. It was hot outside. So,
dude, I just love how this whole Jeremy thing is becoming like next level trolling, man. There's just so much out there now.
dude, Jeremy's dad is like, I've watched a couple of his videos where I'm just sitting there crying, laughing, and I'm like, how is this even possible? Dude makes a financial channel, right? And then, he picks garbage stocks, and then a dude comes along whose whole channel is making fun of him.
Well, you got like Stepsis, My Epsis, and there's I think there's another one out there.
Right, here we go. So if Tattooed Chef, if you want to make 10x, right? We all want to make 10x here on Tattooed Chef.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you want a 10x, you'd have to assume, let's say, greater than a 40% growth rate. And let me see exactly what you have to pretty much assume. I think a 45 was it? Yeah, 45% growth rate every year for 10 whole years. They achieve profitability in 4 years from now at a margin rate of about 15-ish%, which is higher than Conagra. So they get better than Conagra. And again, you'd have to assume 45% growth every single year, no deceleration, maybe acceleration if possible, but average it out, smooth it out, has to be 45. And then you could assume a 10x level. But like, think about those assumptions.
So it's possible, is what you're saying.
Oh, everything is possible. Like, like tomorrow, that whatever penny stock that guy talks about, whatever his name is, he, like, could get every single contract in a commoditized business where everyone can kind of create the same kind of things, and then that $50 million market cap stock goes to like $1 trillion. I don't know. Like, what if there's a law passed and says only those robots can be used?
I mean, anything. You're right. Anything is possible. I mean, I can't wait to eat my words when Tattooed Chef 10x's. I mean, that'll just destroy my channel.
Yep.
It is a risk you have to take. Like if you're critical of a stock and you're wrong, I mean,
yeah, that is something I wanted to bring up. Is that there's this group of people that think you have to have a position in every single stock. So like if I say like, yeah, but if I say like, oh, I think Tesla's overvalued, they'll be like, well, then short it. And I was like, are you stupid? Like I don't have to have any position in it if I don't want to.
You just haven't been investing long enough, Cole. That's why you don't understand how to really make money.
Yeah.
You're not on their level, okay?
It's true. God damn.
Yeah, man. People want to act like they'll say, well, if you don't get in on this stock, you risk losing these gains. And I'm like, if I don't buy a stock, I don't risk anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You risk not 10xing, okay?
Yeah, you risk. Yeah, man.
It's called opportunity cost, Jay. Open a textbook. Oh yeah, so I interviewed Jeremy's dad this morning, and it was a great interview. I learned so much about Jeremy's past. 58% saturated fat in healthy Tattooed Chef. That's a freaking joke, okay? I don't know how anybody is gonna eat that crap to be healthy.
There is one Tattooed Chef meal that I've wanted to try, and I cannot find it at any store. It's the acai bowl. It's like chocolate yogurt or something with like fruit in it. I think it says it's $8 here, which sounds stupid. I could probably just make it myself for like $2, but
you could probably pay a homeless guy to vomit on a plate. It would probably be better than that.
Well, I mean, they have pretty high prices on their website, but if you go to actual stores, I mean, Walmart it's like $3.50 roughly for a bowl.
Yeah, Walmart's having to eat losses on it just to get it out. Nobody's buying it.
Hey, Fabio, Mike Stathis wants to dominate you? Do you submit to him and his wisdom?
Oh, I've already done that. I you know, in your interview, I've already said Mike Stathis he's the greatest. I'm not qualified. None of us are qualified. Only he is qualified, which is why we should all start actually promoting his books on our channels.
Dude, the best thing was last week when he said Mike Stathis says discounted cash flows don't work on tech stocks. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that is what
I really want to listen to this guy.
I don't get it. Okay, there's just like, is there no way to value stocks now?
I'm gonna feel really stupid if Elon Musk like invents a new form of math to where now Tesla's undervalued, and I'm like, well, crap.
Hey, like solving the truck stop problem says never bet against Elon. He'll find a way.
What is the name of this? VGFC.
What
happened to? Oh, yeah, that's very good food company. So it's down 90% since a year ago. Not too bad. Just keep dollar cost averaging down. You might get lucky with
that. Dude, was that the one everybody was pushing all the time, and basically they were paying YouTubers to push it?
Yeah,
was it that company?
Yeah, it was like Ryan Scribner. Ryan Scribner was one of the ones who admitted to it overtly, but you know, we could assume that others were as well. You know, some other kinds of channels. They just didn't say it overtly, but they might have put it somewhere down there. If they didn't, that's blatantly illegal. But yeah, that was the one.
Because it was trading at like what, like $2 or something at its high, because it's 40 cents right now.
Yeah, and I remember back in the those days. I mean, people. I don't know. I didn't understand that one. Actually, Google's already recommending that one to me.
I always thought Very Good Food Company was just the stupidest name. Like, couldn't I just make something called Very Great Food and take their market share?
There's another business called Very Good Foods Company, but it's like a legit business. Yeah.
Maybe they thought their investors were so dumb that they would mix up the financials, and they're like, "Oh wow, this company's very profitable."
I almost bought some Very Good, like the actual product on Friday because I wanted to try it. They had some kind of like, what was it, chicken enchilada.
Did they have it in stores, or do you have to order it online?
No, I was at a store in the frozen section.
Crap, I need to look for that because for some reason I thought it wasn't like in any of the stores.
I saw it more. It was directly under Tattooed Chef, which. I mean, I guess it would go there. There's similar products, but it had more products than Tattooed Chef had at the store.
I remember what it is.
So did you stand around?
I was the only person in the aisle. Nobody else was walking by.
You have to film people and take pictures, okay? You don't know anything about investing, Cole.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know. You guys tell me whether this is bullish or bearish. I was walking into the store. And there's like little shopping carts by the door, and so I grabbed one. This guy's just sitting at his cart, and he has a platter of like party sandwiches, and he's just sitting there eating them by himself. I don't know what that means.
What would that be bullish on? I'm trying
That's probably a bullish sign for Tattooed Chef and Honest. If we really look into it.
Who's the biggest bread company in the U.S.?
I have no idea.
Apparently, sandwiches are big right now.
Arnold's,
yeah,
Pepperidge Farms,
dude. Somebody, get me a price check on Pepperidge Farm right now.
It's Simply Good Foods Company. That's the name of the.
I can't tell if I've heard of that before. What's some stuff? Well, I'm gonna Google it. I feel like I've heard of that.
Robinhood Stock says it has a 57 PE. That's probably BS.
Which one? Simply
Foods? Good Foods.
Oh, Simply Good. Yeah,
nutrition bars, ready to drink shakes, frozen meals under Atkins and Quest bans.
Yes, I'm just saying it's a more legit company than Very Good Foods. I'm not saying it's like
you don't understand. Okay, you don't get it.
Oh shit! Wait, no, I've bought a shit ton of these products, the Simply Good ones.
Yeah, no, they're like a legit brand of a company that actually sells some brands that people use. But
isn't Quest like those really crappy frozen meals?
They have frozen meals, but they also have the Quest bars. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have a Quest pizza in my freezer right now.
There you go. Yeah. Like the
Joe, I don't
protein
believe you.
pizzas.
Okay, I ate it yesterday.
Go get it right now.
I still feel offended.
Show me.
Zeke. Man, look at this soy boy. I eat the acai bowl. You spelled it wrong, by the way. Every day they are fire.
The picture looks good.
What is this? I see some people say I give them Andre vibes. What is it? Do I look like Andre?
Not really. Dude.
More than us, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best way to say it.
Can you show us a card trick?
What you need to start doing is card tricks.
But I don't have any paper around me.
I'll say this, Andre. I forget. I might have said this before. Andre has the best editing of any channel, I think, for finance.
He's definitely good at making videos.
Yeah.
I don't really think he knows what he's talking about.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, it's just, like, and some of it, like when he was talking about his portfolio originally, and he's got like 100 or 150 different stocks in there. I'm like, okay, I get it, man. Maybe if you're a YouTuber and you make a lot of money on, yeah, maybe if you make a lot. If you make a lot of money on YouTube and you have the time to do that, which I still think 150 stocks or 100 stocks is way too much. You might as well just buy an ETF. But
yeah, how does one go from buying like 100 different dividend paying companies to now being an NFT channel? What exactly causes that to happen?
I wonder if it was for the views.
Yep.
I don't think so. I think Andre strikes me as very genuine. I think he thinks NFTs and all this stuff. I think he's very, very interested in it.
Well, then he's a moron. I mean, if he's genuine, then he's just an idiot. There's no other explanation.
I think it's one of those things like that. Patrick, whatever, David Bet or whatever thinks.
Patrick Bet David.
Entertainment. He honestly thinks that baseball cards are an investment. And I would look at it like this. Maybe it's an investment if you really know the market. But again, I'm going to say it's not an investment because it doesn't produce cash flows. But I mean,
cash comes in.
Huh?
It does produce cash flow. You sell it and you get cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my bad.
Or what's going to be the future is you take the baseball card and you split it into 100 different NFTs of one part of the card, and then you sell it to. That's a real thing that people are doing. There's like
that's actually like a clever idea if you want to be like a super grifter.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for a market correction because it's not even really, well, I do want to pick up stocks on the cheap, but I just want a lot of this stuff like NFTs to just die so I don't have to hear about it anymore. And I don't have to hear people talk about crypto going, well, it could become the default world currency. Like, yeah, and I could turn into Godzilla tomorrow.
What do you think's more likely, Jay becoming Godzilla?
I'm not actually sure which one is more likely. I turn into Godzilla or NFTs actually turn into an investment.
Oh God, I love it.
Yeah, I think it was Andre maybe, but yeah, it was like yeah, if you can't afford to buy a whole NFT because they're so expensive, you can buy a pixel of it. And I was like, this is getting like more and more worthless.
And again, this is what always happens in the speculative markets like this. The speculators come in, they make all their money, then the next guys come in, they believe in it. So they're investing in it. And then finally, the people that don't know anything about it, they heard from their cousins, uncles, brothers, former roommates, hooker, that they could be in on it. And then they get in on it, and then the entire market crashes because the speculators all took their profits.
What do you think about that, Jay?
I like it.
We should make Jay into an NFT.
And sell it for $1 million a piece.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm down. If we can make $1 million off of that,
$1 million a piece. I didn't say how
I'm
many.
saying $1 million a piece.
We're gonna sell 1,000. But why stop there?
But why stop there?
I want a picture of Jay's ass. Can we make that happen?
Selling my ass down at the stables.
Yeah.
What? I needed money for Baba stock. Don't judge me.
Wait, the stables?
You never heard of the stables?
Sounds like the most painful place to sell my ass.
You think about horses or you think about cowboys?
I think about horses.
That's why one of the portfolios in my M1 Finance account is called Mr. Hand's Lazy 2 Fund.
Oh,
If you don't know what
Oh my gosh.
Google it, you're welcome.
Could you imagine going to the stables and a horse just drops like a packet of money on the ground?
Oh god.
You open the bag and it's a bored ape. You're like,
What a
holy
stupid way to die. What a stupid way to die. Oh gosh.
No, but I mean, the baseball card market that we're going through, we already went through it in the late 90s. The exact same thing happened with comic books and baseball cards. And it was during the run-up during the tech boom. Everybody was, oh, baseball cards are the future. Then the market crashes, and you don't hear about it for another 20 years. We go back into a stupid bull market. And then everybody's talking about, oh, baseball cards again. They're an investment. And it's like, okay, maybe if you really know what you're doing, but the average person going out there doesn't know anything about that.
Well, I mean, it's let's not kid ourselves. All of that is entirely predicated on greater fool theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of it is entirely predicated on that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But you know, greater fool theory can work for the guy who does sell it to the greater fool. There is a guy that comes out there on top.
It does, because I mean, there's somebody out there that'll buy whatever painting, you know, a Jackson Pollock painting that looks like a group of special needs kids painted it, and they'll pay $100 million for it. And they'll go, oh, well, art's an investment. Okay, really? Because I give you $5 for that picture.
You know, there's actually a pig that paints, and he's called Pig Picasso.
That's cute.
I
love that. Yeah.
No, I would actually buy
That's
one
what
of those.
painting's going for, because if they're cheap, I'm in.
I haven't checked the prices, but he actually like has different colors and he uses his mouth with a brush. It's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, and there's a spider that draws a web of what he should paint.
And his paintings are still better than Jackson Pollock paintings.
Hey, the pig isn't bad, man. I give him some mad props. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Pig.
Yeah, I do like how they're always with NFTs. They're like, well, you know, the NFT is worth so much because, you know, just like how real art is worth so much, like the Mona Lisa. And I'm like, I would not recommend anyone buy the original Mona Lisa. That sounds like a stupid. That would be so crazy expensive. You can just buy a copy of it for like $15.
Yeah, and you can look right at. I get it. I get like the Mona Lisa as a historic work of art, but I mean, actually, in a lot of those paintings, they belong in museums. I don't think they belong in some rich guy's house above his fireplace. But
Indiana Jones, calm down.
So, what do you think about this one versus Jackson Pollock?
That's way better because that thing is like awesome.
Oh, I love it.
What's funny is I think the picture of him painting it is worth more than the final painting. Like seeing the pig painting it is the cute part of it.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, it just happens in like all these penny stock pumpers. And don't get me wrong, I know there's people out there that got into a penny stock and made millions on it. It's just the odds of you being that person is the odds of winning the lottery. And it's like I said, I'm repeating myself now, but it happens in every bull market. Everything is an investment in going up in value.
Well, you know somebody's a true scoundrel if they're pumping penny stock. Because like that's just the haunt of the biggest losers ever. Because like, you know, a lot of these companies are complete and utter trash. And it's just the same thing they do every time. They get a big influencer to promote it. that influencer gets paid with the penny stock, and then the stock goes up, and then all the original investors sell out.
One of those stocks that Brooklyn, truck stop was trying to push, I looked up, and it either had a 300,000% increase in shares outstanding or a 3 million%. I don't remember what it was, and I was like, okay, so they just diluted you by X, and it's going to require X just to break even.
Yep, that's pretty much the game plan of a lot of these.
Who's buying Palantir? Not me.
Did you guys buy any? I came late. Did you guys say what you guys were buying already?
No, I told
Fabio.
I told them I got my cheeks clapped because I waited for a lower. I waited for Baba to go to an even lower ridiculous price before putting a buy order in, and then it shot up the next day.
Hey, I was looking at my portfolio. Tencent still has not recovered anywhere where it was. So I think Tencent is still further down than Baba. And I'm actually switching it out for Prosus. I'm gonna take the L and then buy the holding company.
What is Prosus again?
Yeah,
Prosus my stepsis.
Yeah, it's Prosus meiosis. It's so basically it's a holding company that was spun out of Naspers. Naspers is a company that way back when in like early 2000s put like 12 million, something like that, into Tencent, and now that position is worth I think over 100 billion US dollars. One of the greatest, on paper investments of all time. And so there's always been a discount to asset value, but there usually always is for holding companies. And there's reasons there's tax implications and all that. But so by buying Prosus, I'm keeping true to my word that I'm still going to have Tencent there. But I'm going to take the L and take that tax deduction and then buy something that's different enough that it doesn't actually count.
How pissed would you be if the IRS audited you and they're like, yeah, that's not
doesn't count? I wouldn't be so upset. It's not because again, it's a small piece, but it will help me offset some gains that I did do some selling this year. So that'd be nice. And then at the same time, I'd get some equal exposure. So I think if that discount just remains, I still get that exposure to the upside if I'm right. And if I'm right about the coddling occurring, I think that some of that NAV delta is going to decrease along the way. And then I actually can have even more upside than just normally holding Tencent. And actually, I think I found out that some of these super investors that I disagree with on some things are actually buying Prosus too. So I must be right, is what I'm saying. There's no way.
You're saying we should go all in Prosus?
No. As the words of 2020, there's no way this could go tits up. There's no way.
I have to make a slight correction to something I said earlier when I said, didn't Tattoo Chef was supposed to make 80 cents a share and they lost $2? I was thinking of GameStop when I said that. That was their earnings this week.
Oh, dude, what did GameStop actually produce?
Yeah, it was their earnings per share was they missed by, it says negative 322%. It was expected 84 cents a share gain, and then they lost $1.86 a share.
They're up 3.5%. Nice.
I have to.
It actually recovered. It opened down 10%, and then it ended the day up 3%.
Dude, GameStop, AMC. I mean, that was even dumber to me than Tattooed Chef.
Oh, it's way dumber.
Because I was like, I'm sitting there going, you guys all think if you're having fun doing the thing where you screw the hedgies, great. But the people that the ape father who thought he was going to get rich and AMC was going to $100,000 a share, I honestly, to this day, wonder if I had a real conversation with the dude off camera if he really believed it was going to $100,000 a share. And if he did, I cannot believe that a human being this stupid exists, and that's why we need to bring back saber-toothed tigers.
I've got a big shock for you if you think people are not that stupid. There are millions of people that stupid.
Well, I had a guy.
My father believes it. I really do.
I do as well.
Dude, I had a guy threaten to. He reported one of my videos because I was crapping on AMC. He goes, "You're not allowed to crap on AMC," and I go, "What are you going to do about it?" Nothing.
Well, they've been screwing me because they'll go on Amazon and they'll leave reviews on my book, and they'll say, "Oh, this guy dumped on AMC, 1 star." It's like all my negative ratings are people like AMC clowns crapping on my book.
That's why I don't actively want people to lose money, even if you make a dumb investment. But I actively want AMC people, GameStop people, and Tesla people to be homeless.
Chris, what would you do?
They're the nastiest people I've seen on the internet. You just disagree with them. Like, yeah, okay, I don't think that Tesla is going to grow 51 or 52% per year for the next 10 years to justify today's current share price. Well, you're the dumbest human being that ever exists. It's like I'm attacking their character. Well, I mean, it's like, I just disagree with you.
I mean, it is like, it's like a religion in some ways. So it is, they do see it as you attacking them personally.
Yeah,
I feel personally attacked every time somebody makes fun of Baba.
I'm always personally attacking you.
Yeah. when I see a Fabio video with Bob on it, I'm like,
he punches a wall. All those pictures back there, they're covering the holes in the wall.
Yeah.
Some holes being punched in it because somebody talked crap about Baba.
Your wife walks in to like hand you something. She's got a black eye.
Give me more coffee, woman.
Yeah. I told you, Baba's going to go up next week.
The beatings have slowed down because of the last few days of
trading. That's wonderful to hear, dude. I'm proud of you.
The beatings have slowed down. You meant about the stock at first. And then my brain processed it. I was like, oh, wait.
The beatings will continue until Baba's stock goes up.
Exactly. Strongman, what would you do if some picture started circulating on the internet? It was Putin just like sitting down. He's reading How to Stop Being a Broke Loser. And like you start getting all these comments on your channel, like, you fucking asshole, like you.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. He would become an instant millionaire from that.
Hey, if my book sales go up, whatever, you can call me all the names you want.
He would.
Can you imagine Chris having a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and Chris is like at the super long table going, "You tanked my Kiwi stock, dude."
I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm very sorry. I will fix this.
Sorry, you did invade. Don't get Ukraine. I'm a white supremacist there. Mike Stathis. He was in Ukraine.
Where is BP? I'm actually really upset that he's not here today.
He tuned in earlier for my interview with Jeremy's dad. I think he's he's probably recording a video making fun of some grifter right now.
Wait, I just realized JP stands for Jeremy's Papa. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is there a JP?
A swing and a miss on that one.
but a nice save there. A nice save. Yeah. Well, you see, PT is actually putting up some sentiment. I don't know if you want to put all of that, but like some of the sentiment is echoed, I guess, because people think like investing in China, you're supporting, like you, Chris, are personally supporting the CCP. Same with you, Jay Nagy.
I do.
Same with you, Cole. You guys are all supporting Xinjiang and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny it.
I'm not going to deny it.
I mean, like the more I put into Baba, the more loyal I become to China, and the more I want it to win the Great Cold War,
the great game.
She and I do phone calls at least once a week. We're boys.
Yeah, I've started actually burning American flags every so often.
I actually got an interesting comment from someone who says that they're Chinese, but
what was the comment?
It was basically like almost in complete agreement with what I was saying. But like my context comes from like in my high school. I got to actually know a lot of Chinese people who were because they all went there and they were all kids of the CCP. All of them, every single one.
That's who's over here, dude. When you hear that it's so, like I went to USF,
Yeah.
And when I came down here, man, I had to live in the dorms for one semester because it was just, I wasn't going to fly down here and get an apartment. It was just too much of a waste of money. So I stayed for one semester, and there were the Chinese people in the dorms. And I was going, oh, these are the CCP kids because they're the only ones that can afford to pay the full $50,000 a year to go here.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "We're Japanese," and you felt really bad.
We're Japanese.
That's not what happened. What I used to bring up and say to them all the time is that Taiwan is its own separate country.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jay, causing problems. I mean, did you actually say that to them?
No, dude, I'm going to start a fight with the people I live with.
they actually like catered a lot of the curriculum to that. It's actually kind of funny speaking about that. Like geography, when we learned about geography and it got into that area, they were like, they just brushed over it like, this is contested. And that's where they leave it.
Contested territory.
Yeah. Yeah.
No man's land.
Yeah, but I didn't want the guy to record me so that I have to be like John Cena simping to the Chinese populace.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if Baba can go up, I'll simp to anybody, man. I'll go full blown communist. I don't care.
Chris is on TikTok giving an apology in Mandarin.
China
is good. America is evil.
Guys, welcome to my book review on Das Kapital. My Amazon affiliate link in the description.
Dude, I'm just waiting until I blow up so I can start selling my course.
Did you guys buy Facebook?
Dude, all my course is buy index funds and max your tax advantaged accounts, and I charge $800 for it. Just one page.
Just one page.
But
Did
it's
we buy Facebook, Fabio?
Yeah,
No.
I'm still buying Facebook, but
It went up, bro.
Still, it's still in the range.
You really need to start selling a course. I mean, it went up. I think it's at like 260.
What's your max buy point?
There's a nibble range between the 220s, and nibble is like barely buying. Nibble between 220 and under 300.
Can you do like a gulping in? Like, how do you gulp? It's like,
What do you
Like gathering just like pure gluttony, like a gluttonous. Think of a gluttonous fat capitalist pig, just grabbing everything, just trying to shove it into their mouth, but half of it's spilling over.
Did you do that? Did you do that when it was down in like the 190s?
No, I was doing the bite, so I was like, grabbing it, big piece and just biting it and eating. I wasn't gulping because my gulp range was 160 something and below.
Okay.
It never got there, but that was. We'll wait. It's still.
But you never know, dude. It could. I mean, because when things get really bad, they get really bad.
I bought two different other stocks aside from the switch that I'm gonna do like next week, and I'm gonna just sell out, take the fund profits I made from Foot Locker, because that was just for fun, just for funsies. And I'm gonna do the switch from Prosus, and I bought Netflix and Thor Industries, but Thor is a little bit on the shakier side.
Netflix.
Yeah.
You following Bill Ackman?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at Netflix. I mean, I couldn't tell you if it's a good price or not, but I know old Billy Boy went in. And then what's his name? Sven Carlin. He made a video like, oh, it's an easy 1x, 2x.
Oh, I didn't.
My problem with Netflix is something that I said for years, and I was just wrong. Well, I was wrong on the price, but I think I'm right on the principle. And the principle is this: is like, how many subscription services do you think people are going to have? I think Netflix is going to be profitable and it's going to be there, but I think most of the growth from here on out is going to be pretty slow. I think that's why they're finally cracking down on the multiple people using passwords.
I'll be right back.
Realize like Paramount is coming out. Everything is going to their own subscription services. And my question is, how many are you going to have? I have Disney and I have Netflix. And I'm like, I could live without both of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Do you think like the world in general, in a lot of these developing nations, is going to be a lot wealthier in the future?
Yes, I do. I know where you're going. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just going.
No. This is
my thought process. But yes, I agree with you. The world is going to be wealthier. But for me, it comes down to the market is just going to get more and more filled. So
yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's like how many because we all cut the cord. Remember when the talk was cutting the cord? Well, Netflix basically had a 9 monopoly at that point.
Yeah.
Then other companies, especially Disney, started realizing they're like, well, it's way better for us to have our own subscription model because people buy it and they forget about it and they pay us every month. Yes. Well, now you got Paramount. I wanted to watch 1883. And, that's another streaming service. How many are you feasibly going to have? And so that becomes my whole issue with the whole streaming wars and why I just don't know the answer to that. So when I don't know the answer, I just step back and I go, I'm just going to watch this.
Yeah. This is my ignorant opinion. I'm not a stock picker or anything, but as you said, Jay Nagy, when Netflix started, I forgot who it was. But I know they got so many shows when they were launching because the companies that had the rights to them thought the streaming rights were basically worthless because they didn't have their own streaming services. So they gave all these shows like The Office to Netflix for like pennies on the dollar. And then when Netflix took off, they were like, well, hold on, we're going to need you to pay us more for the rights once the contract expired. And so I think in the long term, Netflix's value is just basically going to come from whatever original content they can make. And then a lot of people are saying like, well, I'm not going to pay $20 a month for Netflix. It's expensive to make shows. Like it's not a cheap thing to do. So eventually it's going to have to match what cable was at. And there's the fact that Netflix doesn't run commercials, which subsidizes cable prices a lot too.
I think they would be smart to just run commercials before, like, once you go into a series, to be honest, to bring in more revenue. It doesn't actually interfere with the show, but yeah, it's like you said, the amount of competition is just increasing into Netflix. And somebody just pointed out, Julius Caesar, once Netflix stops reinvesting, there'll be a cash flow machine, but it's a risk I'm not taking though. And I agree with you there, but can they really slow down on the reinvesting in new shows? Because everybody is doing it. Disney is adding new shows. They have the whole Star Wars expanded universe coming out. And like I said, Tyler Sheridan is working on a whole bunch of shows for Paramount, and it gets to the point where it's like, okay, who's going to be the winner? I don't know. I think it's just going to be a crowded marketplace in the future.
You know what I think?
I think that was addressed to me, I think.
But yeah,
oh yeah, sure.
That's why I'm avoiding Netflix. But I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, Fabio, you're so stupid.
I mean, I think it's going to go back to it's basically going to turn back into cable. Like right now, how you have you can bundle Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN all together. It's eventually what's going to be is there's going to be some package deal for like $50, and you get like 3 or 4 different ones.
Netflix is my streaming service. All right, like I don't think anything else compares to freaking Netflix.
As far as the content or like using the actual
content,
product?
and then like a lot of shows have advertisements, which are a freaking huge pain in the butt. I hate that crap. Netflix, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And also, like, I think everyone's putting a lot of optimism behind these very bloated old companies that I think are very, very bureaucratic for differing opinions. Because for example, in Disney, anecdotal evidence, I had family friends who are decently high up in Disney, and the bureaucracy is insane on terms of like how to get anything done. Something like Netflix, it's very much more like smooth adapting. They have content for pretty much every kind of person. Like they have pretty base content, then they have pretty woke content. they have pretty much all the way through.
Do you know Mickey Mouse?
What? Oh, the Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse one of the people you know in Disney?
Mickey Mouse is exact. No, I know Minnie Mouse. So she lets me know what Mickey Mouse is thinking.
Minnie Mouse.
Bro, One thing we're not factoring in is the massive amount of animosity that I have towards Netflix for allowing Hannah Gadsby
Beauties?
to have a special.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay. Like,
Truly the worst stand-up comedy that you've ever seen. Watch Hannah Gadsby's Nanette special. I don't even know how that masquerades as comedy.
I remember I laughed.
Comedian, I always thought comedy was supposed to be funny.
yeah. They're gonna throw almost everything in there, man. That's the thing with
If
like
you consider that crappy,
Yeah,
crappy
Fabio.
that throws a huge wrench in the thesis.
it's like maybe I have to reconsider this.
I didn't really consider Hannah Gadsby's special into my equation.
Look, I was, for example, one thing I was looking, because reality TV is really important to capture the female market. Let's be honest.
What are you trying to say, bro?
I watch reality TV.
Well, dude,
but the majority of reality TV.
Where do you think I get all my stock tips from?
Well, yeah, I think like the future looks kind of like Disney Plus has a place. Netflix definitely has a place. YouTube, let's not forget YouTube. YouTube 100% has a place. And then the other guys are just going to take whatever's left. Or HBO. HBO is probably in there because HBO is going to merge, obviously, with Discovery, have all that content bundled in. But HBO similarly has that hit or miss kind of thing. So, like, I'm liking so far what Netflix is doing with the Witcher series, personally. I think HBO, for example, look what they did to the Game of Thrones series. They absolutely destroyed it.
Those last 2 seasons, I was just sitting there going, all right, not the best writer in the world, but I could have come up with me and like 10 people that I know could have come up with a better plot line. That was just awful.
Imagine if Jay did write that. It was just a bunch of like jokes and comedy.
Yeah.
Tyrion Lannister actually kills all the dragons.
Do we have to?
Did you greenlight the Ed Sheeran cameo in Game of Thrones?
Oh God, dude.
Wait, was he actually? He was not.
Yes.
It was in season 7. Ed Sheeran was like some character in it.
He was a Lannister soldier.
Oh, dude. Dude, it's like one of the worst things about Game of Thrones was Jaime Lannister's arc. I'm like, you have the perfect arc for him. He stays with Brienne of Tarth and lets that monster Cersei die alone. But instead, you have to turn it around like a 5-year-old wrote this. And then the Hound versus the Mountain. Like, really? You had to have it like that? There's a myriad of ways that you could have made that happen that makes sense to the plot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, and look, can we remind everyone of how they're handling basically all of the DC characters, how they just like butchered, like Henry Cavill was like the perfect Superman, and yet they like butchered all of it. So now it's like ruined. They have to restart the universe. They have a new Batman.
I think DC is going to do well, especially with The Rock as Black Adam.
Yeah, but like you see, like they lack the continuity that Marvel was able to achieve. So like, what are you going to do now? Because the thing is, it's based off of that same universe right now, and then you can't use Henry Cavill because he's out, right? And then you just got Ben Affleck's no longer Batman. You now have the Vampire, and I don't know if they're going to still use the same Wonder Woman, but like you see, it's all a mess. It's just all a mess. It's being poorly handled. Disney, Marvel, they handled it really well, but that's under a specific guy. Like, and same with Star Wars right now. You know, it's like all the good stuff from Star Wars coming out is from one guy. If that guy leaves, you better pay that guy a lot of money. He better not leave.
Jon Favreau and another dude, I forget that guy's name.
So if those guys leave, if that creative talent leaves, I have zero faith in Disney's execution on Star Wars. Zero faith. I've already seen what they do outside of that.
Like, imagine if Kathleen Kennedy got her greedy little claws back into it. You just ruined $1 billion property for the company.
Yeah, but look at that. Like, they can't fire her. Like, she's not fired. They just moved her place in the company. They are not firing that woman, even though she did what she did, and she put Star Wars on the edge of perhaps losing a ton of the goodwill value going forward into the future. I personally, for example, I was a fan of Star Wars. I can't say I'm a fan of Star Wars anymore because all that stuff is canon. I'm that petty. Yes, if you guys, I'm that petty.
Well, I think that Rey was Star Wars canon, and I just don't agree with them.
Yeah, I know. That's what my friends would say. But no, I'm even more petty than that, where I'm like, okay, I'm no longer a fan of Star Wars. There's other forms of content that I will absorb. I haven't watched The Mandalorian. I'm not probably going to watch. I have zero interest because it's all part of the same universe in which that is an actual story, and they're going to add things in these stories that connect to that. And I'm just like, no, I'm done.
But you are right. You are right on The Witcher.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Witcher.
I think they could do a little bit better job on The Witcher though. As The Witcher 3 being my favorite video game, I think, and it's Henry Cavill's perfect. I had my thoughts about him as Geralt, but he's perfect as Geralt. And so you just need to stop sidelining Geralt. And that's what kind of annoys me a little bit about it, is it seems like they kind of sideline Geralt, even though I'm only like 4 episodes into the second season.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they need to slow down the pace a little bit because they're doing it in too short of a time frame. The episodes are long, but I think they should spend, obviously, like, look what I'm asking for. I'm asking for them to increase the budget for the show and then make more episodes, because it is such a long story for them to cover. And at the pace they're going they're basically about to enter the third game ish. But you see, they're not really doing exactly the same linearity because they're kind of foregoing the whole first game. I think they're going more like book games, like a mix of the two. But no, I like what they're doing there. If their execution on The Witcher so far is leagues better than HBO's execution of Game of Thrones, and then what leagues better than what Amazon's going to do with Lord of the Rings? I just know it right now. I just know it right now. I just know it right now.
I'm like, you're just trying to make a bunch of woke content into this. Yeah. So it's like, for me, just tell me a good story. You can have a woke show if it's a good story, but it just gets to this ridiculous level where I'm like, all right, dude, I see what you're doing. I'm not watching this.
I just can't wait till Galadriel has a lesbian lover. That'll be the best
part. That's probably what it'll be in there.
Have you seen? It's a really funny meme. And my buddy sent me the other day about the Amazon show. So like they're saying in the past there were like it was a very diverse group of people on the continents, and then in the future, in the third age, that there's no longer that diverse group of people.
Careful, Fabio.
So it implies something.
I think I've seen a similar meme about the Jetsons.
Oh my gosh, no, but yeah, I think Amazon's gonna butcher it, and they're gonna, I don't know. Like if it's, I'll look at like what one of my friends who is definitely gonna watch it the day one, whatever he says, I'm gonna kind of gauge his opinion and whether that's gonna dictate whether or not I'm gonna watch it or not. Because I just don't want to waste my time. They're gonna get my money anyway because I have Amazon Prime, but I'm just not gonna waste my time watching it.
Have you watched The Boys?
Yeah, the boys was pretty good in the beginning, and then I think it lost its flavor a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, but you're 100% right on The Witcher. And then HBO is hit or miss because that Chernobyl miniseries was phenomenal.
Yeah. Like HBO is hit or miss. Sometimes they have great shows. Like, for example, Game of Thrones pre-season 7, I think everyone says was like perhaps one of the greater shows airing at the time. And everyone was very captivated. The culture, the United States culture was basically ingrained with like, you got to watch Game of Thrones because it's going to get spoiled if you don't watch it day one. It was enough people that was actually becoming part of the culture. And then they just kind of just destroyed it, which kind of shows the colors of the bureaucracy that exists within these companies. The lack of creative capacity in some instances.
It's, the thing is too, you're right though. But the thing is too, it becomes this extremely hard thing. That's why Breaking Bad is such an impressive show, and Better Call Saul, which I need to watch. But Breaking Bad got better. Somehow it got better every single season till the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to argue with people at the bar when they would tell me Game of Thrones is a better show. I go, we'll see at the end. Like how they end it is going to count. And how they ended it, Game of Thrones is not better than Breaking Bad.
Did you actually get in any bar fights? Debating which show's better.
No, I'm not going to fight somebody over a show, dude. If somebody got that mad at me, I'd just be like, all right, dude, I'm going to go to the other end of the bar, man.
I feel like
I'd probably just leave.
I feel like eventually, because I don't think people are going to accept streaming services running ads on them. So they're going to have to be like there's going to be a new Marvel series. They're going to be like, wow, Tony Stark, how'd you make all of your money? And he's like, I downloaded the Weeble app. And then
Tony Stark made all his money with AMC and GameStop.
Yeah.
Well, Weeble's old news now. Now it's all about Moo Moo. The one that Jeremy Financial Education's pumping on his channel.
I think I've heard of that. Doesn't Jeremy have his own app?
Yeah, the Hungry Bull. And I don't know. I looked at it briefly. I mean, it's not the worst. In fairness to the dude, it's not the worst thing that I've ever seen, but it's free. But I mean, there's nothing. It's free. So I mean, I guess that's all I can really say about it.
Isn't Space Force? Where's Space Force on?
Netflix.
Do you like Space Force?
I think it's freaking hilarious. I love that show.
Yeah, you see, like Space Force has Steve Carell, and that's gonna be. I'm not gonna say it's like gonna be their office, but it's up that category. It's a funny show, right?
Oh, it's a great show. I mean, like honestly, Netflix is by far the best, hands down the best streaming service. You go on for me, Amazon Prime. The only reason I got it, and I'm gonna get rid of it, was to watch The Wheel of Time. Everything else on there freaking sucks. And then Hulu is just hot trash. Like
Hey, BP's here.
Oh, he's back. I haven't found a single show on Hulu that I like. So like everything that I watch is on Netflix, and they just have the best quality by far.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you. It's just I just don't know what the answer is to, like, I agree with Cole that it's eventually going to probably go to a streaming package service. And it's like it defeats the entire idea of cutting the cord.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a friend who actually echoes that same exact opinion. I just don't like. Okay, we're assuming that all these guys are then going to cooperate with each other. Okay, sure.
Goodbye, Fabio.
What happened to stocks?
We're talking about stocks. We're trying to find the best company that's going to be around for streaming.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that individual doesn't understand that context, but it's okay.
That dude probably rubbed one out to cuties.
Yeah, that you see, like,
stop! Oh God, was that on Netflix too?
Yeah, that's Netflix.
Actually, there's rumors that Netflix is going to get in trouble for that, and I think they should get in trouble for that.
I'm pretending like I don't
I
know.
believe that was actually a thing.
Yeah, and also Big Mouth.
Big Mouth, I haven't watched. Is it funny?
This is definitely
one of my friends really likes it, but it's.
This is definitely
funny. BP, there you go.
Dude, I remember BP came to my channel and he's like, hey, do you want to be red pilled? I'm like, yeah, sure, dude.
Take the red pill about the you-know-whos.
But yeah, that pretty much that's it for Netflix. That's all. Let's keep talking about Netflix.
Did you go balls deep or just a little bit?
No. So like
Jay.
I purchased a decent size position to just get it started, just get it on the track, deployed some capital in there. And then I'm kind of just gonna wait. If it just continues to run from here, just great, whatever. But I'm hoping that we have like a little bit of a dead cat bounce of some sorts. Mm-hmm. I just want some exposure. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually trim down the Discovery position and then add more to the Netflix position.
Hey, I've got Discovery. I have like $500 in there.
That's a personal attack on you, Chris.
I know.
I haven't thought about the TV channel Discovery in so long that I thought you were talking about the credit card company for a while.
Yeah, I know that Discover. You have to say Discover and Discovery, Discover and Discovery, and then there's Curiosity, right? That's the tiny version of Discovery. That's also a stock.
Yeah, Curiosity is when I let that guy play with my butt for a bit.
Oh my god.
That's not true.
What the hell does this mean? A retired flute player.
I guess maybe a guy who just sits at the local coffee shop and he's like, "Hey, does anyone want to book me for a gig?"
Yeah. And yeah, aside from that, there hasn't been. Oh, I switched all like the commodity plays. I'm starting to trim them or not buy any more of them. So like Rio Tinto, I just switched to hold, and I'm taking profits off of BP, and I continue to take profits off of Conoco because Conoco's already back to $100. So that's basically it.
Oxy? Isn't old Warren Buffy buying Oxy?
Oh no, but I already had my relationship with Oxy, and it ended prematurely. But I wouldn't be buying here personally. But that's just me. Someone else might be like, yeah, I'm going to buy Oxy right now. I'm going to go to my local dealer, get some Oxy. Pop a couple. Can you imagine? Like, oh my gosh, I would love that. But like also, you can't do it live because like if you did it live, like you don't know what he's going to say.
I'm bold. I'll do it live.
I think you can't not do it live.
Guys, I need to get my super chat.
But he has to show his face. If he doesn't show his face, that has to be a condition.
But I'm curious how Mike is going to hand Chris his Heine when Chris's investing advice is 5% play money, 95% in index funds and tax advantaged accounts, which is pretty much the most solid advice that you can give.
Isn't his entire
the day before I bought Baba at the perfect time, and I knew that was going to happen. So even my individual stocks are just perfect. So
isn't his entire thesis that strongman's fine, but in the future he will grift people?
That's what the thesis is on all of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you look at my
dude, the amount of troll comments if Mike came on here live would be freaking hilarious.
Oh, this guy would definitely be on. This guy would definitely be on
here. I think it was him who left the comment. He just said, "I predicted this 72 years ago."
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I am considering it. Like, I'm not scared of the guy. I'll freaking debate him. But there are some risks involved with hosting that clown.
Giving him a platform.
Look, this is how I'm kind of perhaps viewing it, and it could be completely wrong. But this individual, I won't even say the name, but this individual is using a strategy that is basically, it's easy for one con man to spot other con men. And so he's attacking con men in an effort to build a brand. So basically, I think what happened is he looked at kind of what was going on with you when you were calling out people for their BS. And then he's like, oh, I can grow that way. And then if he can grow, and he just has to get just a couple people, not that many people, because if you look at his prices, you don't need that many. And he lives in a very affordable country. In order to live a good life there, he doesn't need that many people. Just needs a couple.
Especially if you're a single dude. Oh my God. You have like 4 people a month, $4,000.
Just a couple. Oh, and by the way, I gotta say this. So when he does his live shows, okay, this is the people I watch on YouTube. I watch Strongman. I watch some Jay Nagy. I watch some Investing with Cole, by the way. And then
I was like, he's got
100%, like every single thing. Me and my buddies, we like make it a religion. Like if you go on his live stream, you see 15 people in there. 5 of those people are me and my buddies. 5 of them, and they comment too. And he has like no idea. But
yeah, I just watched
egg him on.
I watched my first Mike Stathis video the other day. It was like live in Bangkok, Thailand, and he was just the first like minute of the video was him going up to these like Asian women, and they were just like, "Hello, American stud." I was like, is he really going around asking people to say this to his camera?
There's a hefty amount of certain services for bodily functions going on in that country, so I would not be surprised, and it's very affordable.
And
it's a very affordable
and
service.
When is the next plane ticket there?
I don't know how much the plane ticket is there, but
what do you think about this, Fabio?
Okay, sure. He doesn't promote except when he says, "I'm a top pro. I'm the greatest analyst ever. Just look at my track record." And then he actually did show it in one. And where's his live stream where he did because I watched it live again. Like I legitimately, me and my buddies, like that's
He
like
hides all his live
I'll be
streams.
working and I'll pull up his live stream here.
Because you imagine you're at the office and you hear this guy, the
No.
freaking Jews, the black.
I'm quite literally becoming one of his greatest fans.
I mean, he is entertaining. Like I do enjoy.
Absolutely.
some of
Oh
the
no.
Yeah,
100%.
the only thing that annoyed me is him trying to predict the future and going, see this guy with the hat here, he's going to sell courses too. And it's like, douchebag, if you had spent 5 minutes on my channel, you would know I'm not starting a course. If I did, I would give it away for free or charge 1 penny for it. Because I think the whole course thing is stupid because it's what I tell people all the time. Nobody on YouTube, even the guys that really know what they're talking about, which there are PhDs on YouTube, none of those guys are going to tell you anything that you can't learn on a Boglehead forum. So it's like, it's just that I can predict the future, bro. It's like, no, you can't. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the most epic thing was, he was like trashing Baba on his live stream, and he's supposed to be able to predict the future. And the very next day, if he was a genius, he would have known this. It goes up like 30, 40%. I mean, should we tell the fans to buy?
Here's the thing. So before I kind of thought that maybe there was some truth. What happened, Cole? I gotta know. When you laugh like that, I gotta know.
Mike Stathis has the same talent as Rush Limbaugh. There's the most bizarre comparison.
Oh, well, I don't know, but I thought there was some semblance of truth. And by the way, like, oh my gosh, again, like he's become an obsession in my group. Like we absolutely love his videos. There's some old videos that he's made. Oh my God, S tier content. Like we recorded just in case he takes them down because they're so beautiful. But there's so many different like profiles on this guy. There's so many actually different accounts that this guy has. And in some of them, there are some incredible claims. Like he has basically on average about 26 years of educational experience. When you actually break down the credit hours that are claimed, then there's a claim about, creating a course for a university that we called the university. We found out that that's not true. And then they actually wanted to know where these accounts were. Then the legal department of this university was like, where did this person claim this? And then we're like, oh, shit. What?
Mike Stathis did this?
Yes. No, there's profiles of him claiming that he created university courses for a specific university, names the university, and he has about 800 credit hours in some sort of blah, 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 blah. And then we found like different profiles of who this individual could be because, of course, he doesn't show his face, so there's no direct connection. But we found that there are a couple candidates of people that, had something in the 80s that this individual could be. So I won't actually say what they did just for the case that, they might not be that person. So that's as far as I'll go, unfortunately. And anyways, but the point is, there were some interesting claims he made in the Chinese video where it seems like he was making a lot of the claims I made in previous videos, except he misquoted and stated some falsehoods that I thought were some classic falsehoods that people make. And then before I thought that there was some semblance that maybe this person was perhaps a disgruntled ex-professional in these banks. Just so happens that it was one of the banks that went bankrupt, Bear Stearns, and then he also claims UBS, which I actually can find out if he actually did work at UBS. I might actually go through that route and find.
If he's a broker, there actually is. You can check on, or if he used to be, you can go on FINRA. You can actually find him on there too. From when I was a financial advisor, but you can actually look him up or see if you can find him on there.
Yeah. But even if, it's not a grandiose claim to be like, oh, I'm listed on FINRA, therefore the rest of the story is true.
Hey, the Series 7 was hard.
Well, one of my close friends, he has Series 63, Series 65. Well, I think one of them makes the others two redundant because the other one's like a newer one. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is he made some claims that were interestingly incorrect. And then immediately when he made those claims, I was like, oh no, this guy's actually like completely complete. I don't want to use that word, but you know what word I'm thinking.
Yeah, but he obviously
Fill
if
in
he
the
can
blank.
charge this much for his,
He
his
doesn't need many
membership,
people to pay this. He doesn't need many people. So
he needs
where
two
he
a month.
lives,
Look at that.
if he was in the United States, he would need a decent amount probably to have a good lifestyle. But over there, he doesn't need many.
Who is this guy to call? Who is this guy to call anybody a scammer when he's running that? And then
I want you to address this.
Sell courses. Chris sells merchandise. In one of his videos, he was attacking him. I'm like, what's wrong with selling merchandise, dude?
Dude, this will ruin you. Okay, if you buy this, that's a lot of money you could put in your Roth. If you buy a freaking coffee mug, that's nothing. Okay, this is a grift right here. These freaking prices are insanely high.
Like, what is he going to teach you?
But look, again, as one of his greatest fans, he is calling out people that I never thought existed. But again, like he's doing the strategy of when an individual who is doing something is calling out other people who are doing something to try to make themselves and distance themselves as much as possible from doing that very same thing that they are accusing.
What is this $1 million guarantee?
He's in a different country. There is very little ability for something like that to be backed up in terms of a lawsuit. So
good luck suing that dude in Thailand.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen.
Now, is it true if you join his membership, you also get membership into Hamas as well?
Here, this is Mike Stathis calling he's telling all his rich buddies to.
So, like, for example,
not Jews, of course.
Click find out more. We're going down the rabbit hole here. There you go.
Oh, crap. I got to sign up.
There you go.
Oh, God. Should I give him? Well, he already knows my name. Do you publish anything on blogs, social media, or YouTube?
Uh-oh.
Strong man finance.
Dude, this is the most ridiculous comment. Mike can charge those fees because of his track record. I would never pay for that because there's better ways to spend money, but he can charge it. So basically what you just said in there is that him charging money like that is a waste. It's what you just said in your comments.
BP, you can't call us grifters if he's charging that much money. That is insanity. Just stop, dude. I just told you.
I want to know, BP, specifically, please, because I've asked you this question before. I need specifics, please. Specifically, what is his track record? If you've looked at it and you're a sane human being, you can list at least one, maybe two, the dates, when he talked about it, etc.
I found Mike Stathis, everybody.
There you
go. What stock should I buy, Mike? Avoid the Jews.
No. There are even like YouTube channels that are of different people's names that promote the same platform. And then what's funny is that person who has that name, I forget the name, has a LinkedIn, right? That we were also able to find. And it's, completely empty. It's the only employee of that platform. And it's not a real person, by the way. So we actually found out it's not a real person. It's actually created, obviously, by him. And then that name was a promo code back at some point in the past. And we actually were able to find that as well.
Yeah, and like you said, man, I don't think the dude's doing a bad thing. And look, if he doesn't like the channel, he doesn't like the channel, man. I mean, that's his prerogative. But you can't go after other people saying they're grifting when you're grifting yourself.
Yeah. Let me tell you that this is actually a point that OSRS is making. If he was the greatest, something, which actually in one video, again, because quite literally, I watched all his videos now at this point for entertainment. In one video, he says, hey, anyone who says that they are the greatest in the world is a fraud. And I thought that was hilarious. We all started laughing when he said that. Because I think in every other video, he says, I'm a top pro. I'm the greatest analyst in the world. And then, so if all those claims were true, quite literally every single large fund, whatever, would be knocking down his door, trying to give him millions of dollars. Of course, now BP is going to say,
unless those funds were run by,
or the argument's going to be made that he doesn't care about money, that he's beyond that.
Obviously, he only charges almost $3,000 for his little. You know what?
We're going hard here. This is turning into.
You know what? I'm gonna have Mike Stathis on. I'm gonna do it.
I find it funny that Mike Stathis is a top pro because Jeremy is a bottom pro.
BP, answer the question. I just really want to know the question specifically. Please don't play coy with me. Specifically, in your eyewitness testimony, what is his track record? I assume because you've stated multiple times his track record is impeccable.
BP, what's your email, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stop talking about this, dude. It's more fun to make fun of Mike Stathis. The dude's not going to give you an answer anyways because he can't. He's going to say, what he called the 2008 financial crisis. Yeah, and a lot of people called it, and nobody listened to him.
Actually, and depending on what source you look at, the book was actually published in 2008.
So he didn't actually call it. Yeah,
but even if he did, there was already works published prior to 2006. So the claim is he published in 2006, and then and if you go, for example, on Amazon, the title it says there published 2006. So depending again on what source, because there are some places where you look up publications, and it was self-publicized, so already on there it gets a little murky. So I will say that it is ambiguous on what date it was published. I won't claim it's 2008. I won't claim it's 2006. There's a lot of ambiguity there.
Even if he did, who cares? Peter
exactly
screaming at the top of his lungs for 5 years, actually not 5 years, but 3 years before. And I take what Peter Schiff says with a grain of salt because his mutual funds aren't even remotely close to outperforming the market. And it's like Michael Burry, he said it too. And just because you got that past one right doesn't mean you're going to get anything right in the future. It's just an appeal to authority. So, there's going to be a stock market crash coming up or a correction coming up. Because we have the highest Buffett indicator, I think in history right now. The market's overvalued. So it's if I call that, it doesn't mean that I'm going to call anything in the future. And I don't know when it's going to happen. It might not drop. The stock market might just trade sideways basically for the next 10 years as earnings catch up.
Yeah.
Or it might fall in half, or it might melt up. Nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like trying to predict what a schizophrenic guy is going to do.
I forget if it's Nassim Taleb or Naval Ravikant, but someone said something like a lot of people who try to teach you how they got rich and tell you to follow them and their courses and stuff. They're selling you last week's winning lottery ticket numbers. It's just because those numbers won last week, it doesn't mean you can just copy it.
Yeah, and it's somebody pointed out something where they said they think index funds are going to decline because of a declining population, so that money guys, stock pickers, will triumph in the future. Maybe, but that sounds a lot to me like stock pickers trying to justify why you need stock pickers.
Yep.
Because I do think you will get lower returns everywhere if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, all they said was basically if the economy shrinks, then index funds will go down, which I agree with. Yeah, if the economy shrinks.
Well, I mean, just because the population falls doesn't mean the economy is going to shrink. I mean, people can become way more productive.
Mm-hmm.
As we have over the past 100 years.
Well, I mean, even if stocks go down, I mean, I still don't think there's a better place to invest. I mean, maybe crypto, but I'm still a big fan of stocks.
Hey, I know a better place to invest. In yourself.
Oh, my course, bro.
Write a book about that.
One of the ones that annoys me is when you're at the bar with somebody else who knows about investing, and you guys just start talking, and then a third person comes in, and they go, "Oh, what are you guys talking about investing?" I just invest in people, and I'm like, "Okay, leave the conversation right now. Don't come back."
As y'all know, I'm a suit. You know, I work for a bank and stuff. Not high up at all. I just open accounts for people and shit. But I'm amazed at how many people there, because you'd think they would be like really smart and stuff. I was talking to someone about our 401ks came up, and they were asking like, do I have to invest my 401k in something? Because I'd rather just stay in cash so I don't lose my money. And I was like, oh.
I mean, Grant
no.
Cardone doesn't like the 401k. Haven't you watched some of his videos?
I have.
Obviously, a 401k is a scam. I mean, you basically pay tax now and never pay it again.
Yeah.
That's just a bad deal, guys.
Dude, you would not, I would think in a bank people would have that understanding, but I've talked about it on here before. How many people at work have talked about the TSP and they go, oh, my money's in the safe fund. And I'm like, none of those funds are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm like,
I would say the G fund is probably the safest you can get. That's basically the special short-term government bond fund. But
yes, but the thing is, I mean, honestly, if the stock market goes to zero, you have way bigger problems. And it's really like, I mean, really, you would only need to start moderating it. I would recommend going to safer, what classically safer funds is about 5 years before you retire and you want to start pulling money out of there. But if you have other means of generating income, I don't think you ever really need to go into what would be considered classically a safer fund.
I mean, that fund's there just for, you know, like you said, if you need like cash in the next 5 years, you want to put it in there and then you can draw out of it and don't worry about stock volatility.
Yeah, but it's like for me, if somebody says, well, it's not safe. Well, my investing horizon is more than 20 years at minimum. I don't care if the stock market falls by 80% tomorrow.
Aw.
Quiet, boy. I'm streaming.
I'm older than you.
I'm older than you. I'm older than you.
If he just yells out "Roo" right now, I'm gonna be so happy.
Dude,
Beautiful. That's
yeah, but mommy has to take a nap, so I have to watch. I'm on baby duty.
Look, hey, life's not all about investing. That's what life's about right there.
Yeah. About that little turd.
It's about procreating.
I'll answer this question, and then I'm done with this BS. But BP, he wants to know, do you trust the Chinese accounting? Well, I'm going to go with the answer that Small Gabriel gives. If Uncle Charlie trusts the accounting, I trust Uncle Charlie. So that's my basic view, and there's a risk there. And even if I lose all of my money in Baba, it wouldn't stop me from retiring one day.
So Baba's big enough. Like some of the smaller,
there's
Mercury companies I wouldn't touch, but a big company like Baba is a legit company. It's not a free.
Dude, and here's the thing that people, when they lump in like Luckin Coffee, like you said, small company. Baba having dishonest accounting practices is actually a threat to the Chinese economy because it's so large. So that's another reason. Do I trust it 100%? No, but I don't trust Enron happened in America.
There could
be accounting fraud. And that's why you shouldn't have 20 or 30% of your money in any individual stock. Because there's things that can happen where you did all the due diligence in the world on that individual stock, and just something that there's no way you could have ever known about happens and the stock goes to zero. Okay, yeah, but it's nowhere near the size of Baba. I'm not going to get into the semantics of it.
And once again, one company, as you said, there's been tons of American companies with shady accounting. That doesn't mean I don't trust American companies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risk. There's no risk-free return. It doesn't exist, no matter where you put your money.
Besides reading "Stop Being a Broke Loser."
Yeah,
that's a guaranteed 10x, right?
The only guaranteed 10x out there is tattooed truckers' tape.
And honestly, I think China's they're going to get better at regulating their accounting, because I mean, if they want capital to keep flowing into their country, if they keep screwing people, I mean, that's going to hurt their economic growth. They need money. They want people to at least somewhat trust them.
And right here, we got a question. If the U.S. sanctions China, it's a risk, man. I'm not saying you should put your money there. I just talk about I am a small in dollar. I don't think it's the greatest thing ever. I just think that right now it's a good deal.
Everybody gets so emotional about Baba. I don't get it. It's just
I don't get it
either. Play, guys.
I don't know why they don't talk about Tencent. Tencent's the larger one. Tencent's the larger one, but like everyone talks about Baba. I use Baba in the videos, and I say that because I was like, because everyone wants to talk about Baba. I don't know why they don't talk about Tencent. It's like Tencent's doing even crazier stuff in terms of like.
Well, it's because of psychology. So people naturally think the stock is going to go to 10 cents, so they stay away from it.
But I would say, but by the way, for the other accounting thing, like yeah, I mean, I'm the I guess opposing voice here on that, but like that's about it. That's all I'll say. Like,
all right, what do you say? What do you think?
Don't disagree with me on my channel, Fabio. We've talked about this.
I stated from like the very beginning, from the very first anti-VIE video, that I'm going to assume going forward that the accounting is all correct and all the assumptions. And it's like, yeah, there's probably absolutely a degree, because like, you know, when they get audited by the big four, you know, they're not even getting audited by the actual big four. It's like a branch offshoot, because the big four aren't actually allowed to control their variance in China.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's a good, it's okay. So there's an easy way to consume this information. That's why I promote it. It doesn't go as in depth, but it's an easy way to consume it. And it's a free docuseries, not docuseries. It's a documentary called The China Hustle. It doesn't go in depth as much as it should be. It's free. It's on YouTube. And it was published, I think, like 2017. They make it entertaining to watch. So again, it's easy to consume, easy to pay attention and like keep track of everything, because they did a good well on that in particular. So when one key point that they do touch upon is that the big four, when the big four are auditing Chinese variants or Chinese companies, they're not actually the big four. They're the big four by name, but that's about it. It's a franchise.
I think the real big four is this podcast right here.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
BP's accusing us of not knowing anything, this moron.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like I thought there was a semblance. Again, I'm Mike Stathis' biggest fan, even more than BP. And I debate me on that, BP. I swear.
You're more of a fan than Mike is of himself. That's pretty extreme.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because he might have forgotten some of the content he's posted out there on the internet that we've managed to scrub together and absorb. But one of the things, like, I thought maybe he understands or has a semblance of understanding of like the VIE structures and stuff, and then he stated something that was patently false. But he deleted the video, or at least I can't find it, which is unfortunate.
Well, he does his live streams, so they're not saved. So you can't.
Okay.
So I'm trying to watch him again.
I'll never forget it. That'll be the case, because he said something incorrect about Tencent. That was like, oh yeah, so this guy just looked up the bare minimum and then just because there are some non-Chinese VIEs, but then there's some that are a little bit more complicated. Of course, I guess the argument of BP would be like, oh, he didn't go deep enough because he didn't want to confuse our little brains, and he's too much of a genius. Yeah, sure.
All right, butt pussy, I'm going to email Mike Stathis, and I'm going to debate him, okay?
I even know his email. Do you want to know his email?
Yes.
All right. It's always in every single one of his descriptions when he talks about Tom Nash. So it's
Loser Destroyer. Isn't it Loser
yes,
Destroyer?
Yes, it's Loser Destroyer 2022 at gmail.com. See, I didn't even have to look at it. I'm telling you, debate me, VP. I'm his biggest fan. Single-handedly. Well, I don't know. No, it's either that or one of my good friends that you called the Cuban drug lord. He's probably more obsessed with Mike Stathis than I am. He thinks he's like the best character he's ever seen. He says no meme has ever come close to Mike Stathis to providing him as much entertainment on a daily basis.
Dude, that freaking Hitler voiceover you did, that was so freaking funny.
Wait, what? No. That's not about him. That's about a completely fictional character. It just so happens that some people might see some inspiration. I saw some comments saying it was Kathy Wood. I saw some comments saying it was this individual. No, that guy's completely fictional character, and by no way, shape, or form resembles a real person.
Yeah, that's the impression I got.
I don't think you're the biggest fan of Mike Stathis, man. I mean, BP rubs one out to pictures of him.
There's no pictures of him though that are easily findable.
He's got them. I got a Mike Stathis infection.
All right, guys, that's about it. I'm gonna shut it down.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna email Mike Stathis. We're gonna
Put up this moron's rebuttal to that. You can't think of anything. You can't think of anything other than Jay. No, I don't have your lifestyle.
Look, I'm gonna tear Mike Stathis in half, and y'all are gonna love it. Okay.
All right.
Like, subscribe, about me, and y'all have a wonderful night. Cheers.
Yeah,